Welcome everyone to this new video where I'm going to explain to you how I utilize higher time frames to make a decision on whether I should play a stop for momentum or a trend. This here is my trade on AMD from the previous week. I put AMD on my watch list mainly because I saw this daily chart. As you can see on the daily chart, AMD is sitting approximately in a channel. And today we're getting closer to that low of the channel that has been bought a few times in the past couple weeks. These confirmation candles on the daily chart told me that this is an interesting zone on AMD where it's usually getting bought back up from. Unfortunately, the previous day on AMD was a weekday, which is a red day as far as you can see here. Because of that, I was a little bit confused whether I want to play AMD for a trend today or I want to play it for a quick spike or momentum. Because of these daily charts where the previous day was a red day or weekday, I decided to go with the safest option, which is playing it for a quick spike or momentum play. However, I needed a bit more clarification or confirmation before I head up following my plan. And I decided to go and take a look at a smaller time frame just to confirm that this is an interesting zone where AMD is getting bought back up from. And looking at the pre-market price action, you could see that at the lows of the pre-market there are a lot of confirmation candles and a lot of bottom wicks which are telling us that AMD is getting bought back up on every single dip. That was my second confirmation to put AMD on my watch list. After that, I decided to wait for the market open and go with my plan. Let's go to trading terminal replay feature and see exactly how I executed this trade real time. So this is the daily chart that I mentioned to you, and you could see that we're approaching approximately the lows. We got bought back up on this day, on this day, on this day, and on this day. Unfortunately, we're not sitting at the low. If we were sitting somewhere down here, I might have went for a bigger trend trade, or I might have felt more confident because there is still a lot of room to the downside, and because this is a bearish candle, I was afraid that today we might still end up selling off. Therefore, I decided to take a look at a smaller time frame, which is the 15-minute chart. And on the 15-minute chart, you could see that we got bought back up on multiple candles around here. This all gave me the confirmation that AMD is actually bullish and that it's going to spike up with momentum. And the moment we opened and we tried to sell off and this sell-off failed, I decided to buy it at around 120-ish, 119.30-ish actually, at the break of this range around here. What's my stop loss? You could use actually multiple stop losses around here. You either use the low of the entry candle as a stop loss, or you could use the low of the consolidation that was somewhere around here in the pre-market 1, 2, and I love going actually for the weeks 3. And I'm picking some sort of lower wick around here. This is a bit of an aggressive approach, obviously, but you could see the momentum that it got bought back up with. After the sell-off, it instantly got spiked up, and the moment it spikes, you could play it to the long side. One thing that I could have done better on AMD is adding at 119.75. You could see that this is a level around here, and that's the pre-market high. And the moment we break the 119.75, I could have added to my position just to make sure that I am in heavier and that I could make more money on the way up. Because this is a momentum play and not a trend trade, and because you had a really big candle around here, you might want to start locking partials all the way up. Your final exit could be the moment the stock makes a new 1-minute low, or the moment it starts struggling and closes, for example, as a reverse hammer, which shows us some weakness. Now, coming to the recap, usually when I play momentum, I love seeing that we are sitting in an interesting zone on the daily chart, either at the low of the channel to expect a bounce, or at the break of the channel, or the first few days after the break of the channel. The daily chart is not the most important part when you are playing momentum. Honestly, it is enough to see a confirmation on the 15-minute chart and the 60-minute chart. If you have that, that is perfect. A few more things that you could actually pay attention to when you are playing momentum is 1, the level 2. If you are looking for a long, it is good to see that there are a lot of asks stacked above the current price, which shows us that the price action is more bullish, and that's actually good confirmation and increases the chance of your momentum playing out. Another thing that you might want to see when you're playing momentum is something that is called an ignition volume, which I'm going to explain to you separately in another video. In short, ignition volume is an increasing volume that you get after the breakout of key levels. For example, a pre-market high or the mini channel that you're having in the pre-market. When you get that increasing volume at the breakout area, you could actually add so heavily into your position, because after you get that ignition volume, the chances that the stock is going to go below the entry candle are so slim, and that is actually giving you a good risk to reward ratio. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit the like button, share and subscribe to our channel. Follow me on Twitter at AymanBBT if you want to follow my trades. If you have any more questions or you want some advice in your trading journey, feel free to email me ayman@beerbulltraders.com, and I'll see you on the next video.